Ahoy, Seychelles, where'd you come from? Nestled in the heart of the Indian Ocean, this archipelago is a hidden gem that has captured the imagination of travelers and explorers alike for centuries. Imagine a place where the beaches are always sunny, the water is crystal clear, and the only traffic jam you'll encounter is a family of giant tortoises crossing the road. It's like stepping into a postcard, where every corner you turn reveals another breathtaking view. Yep, that's Seychelles for you. 115 islands sprinkled across the Indian Ocean like someone went a bit overboard with a salt shaker. Each island has its own unique charm and story, waiting to be discovered. But hold your horses, beach bums. Before you pack your swimsuit and sunscreen, let's rewind a bit. There's more to Seychelles than just its stunning beaches and luxurious resorts. You see, Seychelles wasn't always this picture-perfect paradise. Its history is as rich and diverse as its natural beauty. From its early days as a pirate hideout to its colonial past, these islands have seen it all. Once upon a time, these islands were just chilling, minding their own business, completely oblivious to the dramas that would soon unfold. They were untouched, pristine, and waiting for their story to begin. They were like the cool kids in the back of the class, the ones who didn't even know they were cool because, well, there was no one else around to compare. These islands were a world unto themselves, a paradise lost in time. Then, humans happened. Explorers, settlers, and traders began to arrive, each leaving their mark on the islands. The once quiet and isolated Seychelles began to transform, weaving a tapestry of cultures and histories that make it the vibrant place it is today. Pirates? Seriously? You might be thinking of swashbuckling adventures, hidden treasures, and daring escapades on the high seas, but believe it or not, the story of Seychelles has a touch of that pirate magic. The early birds get the coconuts, and in the case of Seychelles, the early explorers got the best of the bounty. Imagine waking up to the sight of golden sunrises over lush coconut groves, the air filled with the scent of fresh coconuts. Now, the exact details of who stumbled upon Seychelles first are a bit hazy, like trying to remember what you had for breakfast after a big night out. Was it the Arab traders with their intricate maps and tales of distant lands? Or perhaps it was the pirates, with their cryptic charts and secretive routes. Some say it was Arab traders, sailing the high seas with their spices and silks. These traders were known for their navigational skills, and their ability to find the most exotic and lucrative trade routes. They brought with them not just goods but stories and cultures from far-off places. Others claim it was those swashbuckling pirates always on the hunt for buried treasure and probably a decent tan. These pirates were the stuff of legends, with their daring raids and hidden treasures. They might have seen Seychelles as the perfect hideout, a place to stash their loot and enjoy the spoils of their adventures. Whoever it was, one thing's for sure, they found a pristine paradise, ripe for the taking. Imagine stumbling upon an untouched tropical island, with crystal-clear waters and white sandy beaches. It must have felt like discovering a piece of heaven on earth. Think giant tortoises lumbering around like four-legged tanks, coconut trees practically begging to be climbed, and enough fish in the sea to satisfy even the pickiest of eaters. The natural beauty and abundance of resources would have been a dream come true for any explorer or pirate. It wasn't long before word got out about this island paradise. News of such a bountiful and beautiful place would have spread quickly, attracting more explorers, traders, and yes, even more pirates. And let's just say, things were about to get interesting. The arrival of more people meant more stories, more adventures, and more layers to the rich tapestry of Seychelles' history. From the first footsteps on its shores to the bustling activity that followed, Seychelles was set to become a place of intrigue and wonder. From French vanilla to British biscuits, Colonial Tea Time. The concept of tea time, a quintessentially British tradition, was influenced by various cultures and ingredients from around the world. The colonial era was a time of exploration and expansion, and with it came the exchange of goods, ideas, and customs. Tea time became a symbol of this cultural amalgamation, where exotic flavors met British sensibilities. The 18th century rolled around, and suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of the Seychelles pie. This archipelago, with its strategic location and natural beauty, became a coveted prize for European powers. The islands were not just a tropical paradise, but also a valuable asset in the global trade network. The French, always with an eye for the finer things in life, decided to call dibs. They saw the potential of the Seychelles as a hub for their colonial ambitions and a source of exotic goods. The French influence began to shape the islands, from architecture to agriculture. They waltzed in with their berets and baguettes, claiming the islands as their own little slice of paradise. The French settlers brought with them their customs, cuisine, and a touch of European elegance, transforming the Seychelles into a blend of Creole and French culture. But alas, like a croissant left out in the sun, their reign was not meant to last. The challenges of maintaining a distant colony, coupled with geopolitical shifts, meant that the French hold on the Seychelles was tenuous at best. The remnants of their presence can still be seen in the island's architecture and cultural practices. The British, never ones to miss out on a good land grab, decided they wanted a taste of the action too. They saw the strategic importance of the Seychelles in controlling the Indian Ocean trade routes, and were determined to make it part of their empire. After a bit of back and forth and probably a few too many cups of tea, Seychelles officially became part of the British Empire in 1814. The British influence brought new administrative practices, infrastructure, and of course, the beloved tradition of afternoon tea. The islands became a melting pot of cultures, with British, French, and Creole influences blending together to create a unique colonial legacy. Section 4. Freedom at last. But first let's dance. Fast forward to 1976, and Seychelles finally decided it was time to ditch the colonial roommates and strike out on its own. They swapped their teacups for cocktails, traded in their colonial past for a vibrant future, and declared independence. But here's the thing about Seychelles. They know how to throw a party. We're not talking about a few sad balloons and a lukewarm bowl of punch. Think vibrant music, colorful costumes, and enough dancing to put even the most seasoned party animal to shame. Seychelles gained its independence with a bang, a shimmy, and a whole lot of island spirit. Section 5. A melting pot of cultures, spice it up. Now let's talk about the real heart and soul of Seychelles, its people. Over the centuries, this little island nation has become a melting pot of cultures, a blend of African, European, and Asian influences that's as unique and flavorful as a perfectly spiced Creole curry. You've got the French influence with their love of good food, wine, and conversation. Then there's the British touch, adding a dash of politeness and a penchant for queuing. And let's not forget the African and Asian heritage, bringing vibrant music, colorful traditions, and a whole lot of soul to the mix. Section 6. From coconuts to cocktails, tourism takes the cake. These days, Seychelles is all about those picture-perfect beaches, luxurious resorts, and cocktails with little umbrellas in them. Tourism has become the bread and butter, or should we say, the coconut and fish curry, of their economy. And hey, who can blame them? With beaches that look like they were plucked straight out of a postcard and water so clear you can practically see your toes through your snorkel mask, Seychelles is the ultimate tropical escape. Section 7. Seychelles today. Paradise found, but don't tell everyone. So there you have it, the story of Seychelles, from undiscovered paradise to colonial outpost to independent nation. It's a tale of adventure, resilience, and a whole lot of island spirit. But here's a little secret. Even though Seychelles has embraced its status as a tourist hotspot, it hasn't lost its soul. You can still find those hidden coves, untouched beaches, and authentic experiences that make this island nation truly special. Just, maybe keep it our little secret, okay?